Hello, friends. Welcome to Betkraft, your home of short bet football analysis and predictions. Okay, today we have a lot of games going on across the globe, and the Champions League is back. We have the match of Arsenal coming up against Bayern Munich, as well as the match of Real Madrid coming up against Manchester City. Today's Champions League game coming up later tonight, and there's a whole lot of game also that we have in England and also some other leagues, and we are going to dive into these games and also give you our verdict for these very games. Okay. That being said, I want to urge those of us who are coming across our video for the very first time, or those who are yet to subscribe, to please take our time to subscribe. Click the subscription button down there so that you do not miss out on our subsequent predictions that comes up here on a daily basis. Okay, I'll give you a minute to do that. Subscribe. Have you done that? All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Today we start and we'll start with the very first game, which is actually the Champions League game with Arsenal coming up against Bayern Munich, not Leverkusen though. So we'll take a look at as usual, and we'll see that for both sides, in the past five for both sides, I've seen Arsenal, winning four games out of five, and they've had one draw. And Bayern Leverkusen, we'll see that domestically they slipped. We saw them, losing a 2-0 lead to Heidenheim, and ended up losing that game entirely. And only God knows what happened. And it was, not the usual Bayern that we know. So, but actually in the Champions League, they've been doing well. We saw them, overturning Lazio's defeat to, come up winning Lazio in this very second leg of that Champions League game. And this is going to be a very tough game because in the past that they have always defeated Arsenal. In the past four occasions, have seen Bayern Munich, defeating Arsenal on this in this Champions League. So this is going to be, and we are seeing a very solid Arsenal this season. So it's going to be difficult to predict. It's going to be, a game full of actions and a whole lot of things going to happen. So we're going to dive into it and see how it goes. And this very encounter, we could see that Arsenal, while playing from home, because they are home in this very game, they have been able to win four matches and had just one draw. And Bayern Munich, playing from away, have lost three and had one draw and one win while playing from away. Actually, Arsenal have won the entire matches while playing from home. Okay. For the head-to-head, we'll see that the head-to-head for these two teams have seen Bayern Munich, defeating Arsenal on three occasions, and Arsenal having the upper hand on two occasions. Okay. But we also saw in 2017 where Bayern Munich defeated Arsenal by 5 goals to 0, and So, but in this very encounter, there's a lot at stake, and noting the fact that Bayern Munich have lost out, both in domestic cup and domestic league, so they'll be looking at, using this very encounter to, because this is actually the only hope of silverware this season. So they're going to come up, with the best as well as Arsenal. So in this very encounter, it's going to be there's a lot at stake, and it's going to be a high intensity match, and it's going to produce a lot of goals. So we made goals verdict in this very game, and we expect and at least 3 goals in this very encounter, and over 2.5. That's our verdict for this very game, and that takes us to the next match in UEFA Champions League, which is a match of Real Madrid coming up against Manchester City. Another very tough encounter. Okay, because always we know that in the past meeting for both sides saw Manchester City, taking the spoils, defeating Real Madrid and going ahead to win the Champions League on that occasion. And in this very game, we could take a look at how both teams have fared. We'll see that in the past five, I've seen Real Madrid, winning 3 and drawing 2, as well as Man City also winning 3 in the past 5 and drawing 2 games. Okay. And also looking at how they fared from home and away respectively, because as we'll see that for Real Madrid, when they are playing from home, they've actually they won 4 games from home, and as well as a 1 draw, which was the draw against Leipzig in the second leg of their meetings. The next Man City, on the other hand, playing from away, have had just one draw, which came against Liverpool, and they've had 4 wins in the past 5 away games I've played so far. Okay, and the head-to-head, I've seen Real Madrid winning on 2 occasions, and Manchester City also winning on 2 occasions in this week. So, but in this very game, Manchester City is a wonderful team. We saw how their display, in the league. We saw Kevin De Bruyne back to his very best, explosive form, and we don't expect Man City to lose actually in this match. So it is the away side, Manchester City, to win or draw. That's our verdict in this very game. X2, the away side, Manchester City, win or draw in this very game. Okay, that takes us to the next game, and the next game happened to be in China Super League, where we have Shanghai Shenhua coming up against the Wuhan Trade Towns. And also, as usual, we'll take a look at how they fared in the past 5. We'll see that the home side have won 5 games out of 5, and the away side have managed just 1 win, and have had 4 losses in the past 5 games they've played so far. And also taking a look at how they fared from home. We'll see that the home side have won 4 games out of 5 playing from home. They have lost 1, and the away side have lost 4 games playing from away, and therefore won just 1. And the past 2 head-to-heads that we have here, saw both teams playing out a draw on both occasions. So we expected the home side, who's quite better this time around, to pick up the spoils. Shanghai Shenhua to win outrightly. That's what verdict to this game. And that says up to the last game. It is in English Championship, where we'll have Millwall, who will be at home coming against Leicester City. And we know that in the past 5 for both sides, we'll see that the home side have managed just 1 win, and they're actually ranked 20th in the championship. They've managed 1 win. They've had 3 losses and 1 draw. And their away side, Leicester City, have seen 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, and they're already back to the summit of championship. They are actually at the top at the moment, and they will be they'll be doing everything to make sure that they stay atop in this very championship league. And we know that Millwall, playing from home in the past 5 games, have managed 2 wins. They've had 2 draws, and 2 losses and 1 draw. And Leicester City from away have won 2 losses and also 1 draw. And in the head-to-head for both sides, I've seen Leicester City, defeating this side on 3 occasions in the past 5 head-to-head meetings, and Millwall also having the upper hand on 2 occasions. But in this very game, we know that Leicester City is a team that is, much more better at the moment, and they'll be looking to secure that, Premiership position next season. So they'll be doing all they can to make sure that they win this very match. It is that way side. Leicester City is expected to pick up the spoils in this very game. A way win, that's all about it. And that takes us to the next game. And the next game is also in English Championship, where we have Leeds United coming up against Sunderland. And Leeds is currently ranked at 3rd in the English Championship, and Sunderland is 13th in English Championship. And as usual, we'll take a look at how they fared in the past 5 games. We see that Leeds have managed 3 wins. They've had 1 draw as well as 1 loss, and their away side, Sunderland, have seen just 1 win, and they've had 2 draws as well as 1 loss in the past 5 games of here so far. And looking at head-to-head for both sides, you see that the home side, Leeds United, in the past 5 games have played from home, have seen them, winning the entire home games, winning all the 5 games they've had from home. And the away side, Sunderland, in the past 5 away games, have seen them losing 4, winning just 1 in the past 5 away games. So in this very encounter, we as well know that Leeds United is a team that will be pushing to survive and also return back to Premiership, and they'll be giving their all in this very encounter. It is the home side is expected to pick up the spoils. Home win, that's our verdict. And that takes us to the next game. Okay, the next game. That takes us to the next game, which is also in English Championship, where we have Southampton, who will be coming up against Coventry City. And we'll take a look. We'll see that these 2 teams, Southampton is ranked 4th, looking to also squeeze themselves into that qualification for Premiership. Okay, we'll see that in the past 5 games, they've had 2 wins. They've had 2 draws and 1 loss. Southampton and their away side Coventry City, in the past 5 games, I've seen them, having achieved 4 wins and 1 loss in the past 5 games I've had so far. So taking a look at how they fared, we'll see that Southampton from home have had 2 wins and 2 losses and 1 draw playing from home. Okay, and Coventry on the other hand, and playing from away, they have had 4 wins as well as 1 draw, 1 loss while playing from away. And what you have noted is the fact that both Coventry in the past 5 away games have produced over 2.5 on 4 occasions out of 5, and also Southampton also have produced an over 2.5 on 4 occasions out of 5 while playing from home. So in this very game, we chose a goal verdict and we expected an over 2.5 in this very encounter. It is 3 goals minimum. There's an expectation in this very game. That's our verdict, and that takes us to the next game. And the next game is also in English, but in English Eastman League, where we have a White Hawk coming up against Concord. And as usual, we'll take a look at how both sides fared in the past 5. We'll see that White Hawk have managed 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses, and their away side Concord have lost the entire 5 games I've played in present. And we'll take a look at how they fared from home and away respectively. We'll see that for the home side White Hawk, while playing from home, they've managed 3 wins and have as well had 2 losses, and their away side Concord have lost in the entire matches they have played from away this season. They have lost the entire 5 matches they have played from away, and making them very, very weak side on the road. So we expect the home side White Hawk, who is doing better as well as doing better from home, to pick up the sports in this very game. It is home win. That's our verdict for that very game. Okay, that takes us to the next game of the day, and it is also in English, but English League 2, where we have Mansfield, who will be coming up against Forest Green. And as usual, we'll take a look at how both teams have fared in the past 5. We'll see that for the home side Mansfield, they've had 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses in the past 5 games they've had. And the away side Forest Green have managed just 1 win, and as well as 4 losses in the past 5 games they've had. And you look at the current head-to-head for both sides, you'll see that Mansfield, playing from home, have managed 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses in the past 5 home games. And the away side Forest Green, playing from away, have seen 2 wins as well as 3 losses in the past 5 away games. And also taking a look at the head-to-head proceedings for both sides, I've seen Forest Green, defeating this side just 1, and Mansfield defeating Forest Green on 2 occasions in the past 5 head-to-heads meeting. And in this very game, we expect also what you have noticed is the fact that most the away side in the past 5 have seen over 2.5 on 3 occasions. On 3 occasions, yeah, and the home side have seen over 2.5 also on 4 occasions in the past 5 games I've had. So it is an over 1.5 verdict in this very game. Over 1.5. There's 2 goals coming up in this very account. That's our verdict, and that takes us to the next game, which happened to be the last game of the day. It is in National League South, where Braintree will be coming up against Toronto in English National League South. As usual, we'll take a look at how they fared in the past 5 games for both sides. We'll see that the Braintree have been able to manage 3 wins in the past 5 games, and they've also had 1 loss as well as 1 draw. And their away side, Toronto, have had 4 losses and 1 draw in the past 5 games they've had so far. Looking at the head-to-head, how both sides are fared from home and away respectively, we could see that Braintree, while playing from home, have managed 2 wins. They've had 2 draws and 1 loss. And Toronto, playing from away, have lost 2 games and as well as 1 draw and 2 wins while playing from away. And head-to-head for both sides, featured just 1 match where they played in last year March, where Toronto defeated Braintree by 2-0. But on this occasion, we'll see that Braintree is doing better at the moment, seeing that they are currently ranked, 3rd in the league, while Toronto is ranked 22 in the league. You see, the gap is a lot. So we expect the home side, Braintree, who is doing very well at the moment, to pick up the sports in this very game. It is home win. That's our verdict for that very game, and that brings our conclusion. That brings our predictions on Betkraft to a conclusion. And I hope to see you succeed today, and I hope your ticket goes green. I wish you the very best of luck. Okay, remember to play with what you can afford to lose. Do not put your entire fortune on a bet game. That way you can manage. And also, tomorrow is another day, and you can as well, you also expect our games coming tomorrow with the Champions League games and other games that we'll be talking about tomorrow. On that note, I will signing off, and until then, keep winning.